Well, welcome to our event, Healthy Moms Equals Healthy Families. And we're super excited that you took the time to be here and just to learn more because we really have so much influence on our families as moms. Most of us do the grocery shopping and the cooking, and I know that's not the case for everybody, but we tend to really be the decision makers when it comes to what our families are eating and how we're spending our time more or less and the activities we're doing. So we have some great stories to be shared with you tonight. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen, and give me 1 second to do that. Can't see. There we go. Okay, so we have this event every Thursday, and every Thursday of every month we have some event, and we have a couple different times. So our next one coming up is on March 25th, and that one's going to be in the early afternoon. So a little bit about my story. So my name's Chelsea. My story started as a young mom of three, under three, and I was tired all the time. I literally, like, it wasn't just tired because I had little kids. I was exhausted to the point of, like, I would cry at my kids' bedsides, and then I couldn't sleep once I finally did get to bed. And so my story is really one of going from a tired, exhausted mom to now I have 5 kids, and I'm the one running circles around them. And I have that energy. Oh, thank you, Emma. And so it really started with small steps. The first small step I took was swapping out my vitamins from just using whatever the best store brand I could find to Shackley's. And that really led me to having more energy, sleeping better. It gave me energy for exercising. And it really led me to starting my own business and having 5 kids that rarely get sick. And it has led to so many other healthy steps in my life, but it really started with those small steps, which is really what we're focusing on tonight, because things can be overwhelming. It's overwhelming enough as moms of kids of all ages, whether they're newborns through grown children. And so we're really focusing on those small steps that are sustainable over time, because if it's not sustainable, if it's not sustainable, then it's not something you're going to be able to do in the long run. And I've been doing these small steps for the last 7+ years now. So as moms, let me put all these pictures up. So moms, how do the choices that we make, how do they influence our family? Well, I've already mentioned this, that, you know, we're the primary deciders and preparers when it comes to snacks, meals, supplements, cleaners, personal care. And a lot of it has to do with what are we doing, because our kids tend to have the same habits that we have. And so it's really an empowering thing to think that if we're reaching for healthier snacks, then so are our kids. And we as moms tend to put ourselves last. We tend to just grab scraps off our kids' plates. I know that was me when I had 3 under 3. It really doesn't serve anyone when we're putting ourselves last. And so we can really be empowered by the fact that we get to make these decisions, and our kids are going to do what they see us doing. So we really have this influence over our families and their health. We also have the influence of our families and activities that we do. In a 2014 study, they found that less physically active mothers are more likely to have children that lead a sedentary life early on as well. And so, I mean, if we think about it, if we're just sitting and watching Netflix all the time, and, you know, I mean, no shame here, but, you know, if we're choosing to do those things rather than getting outside for a hike with our family, or, you know, going for a bike ride, or whatever it may be, maybe just going to the park in the afternoon. If we're not the ones making those decisions, then they're likely not going to happen, and it can definitely lead to just more sedentary lifestyle. The other thing is, as I mentioned, we have the influence of our kids are going to do what they see, and it's really easy to put ourselves last. I don't know how many times I've seen or done myself that we put our kids first. We focus on their health above our own, and it's not in addition to our own health, but at the expense of our own health. And somewhere in society, we've gotten this idea that if we are somehow last, it's better for our families, or if we're somehow like, if it's almost like we're martyrs for our families, like we can't take care of our own health because we got to take care of our kids. But it's really doing a disservice to our children if we're not actually practicing what we preach with them. I mean, if they're seeing us reach for the vegetables and they're seeing us, eat the salads and get the protein and, have this real balance when it comes to eating and a healthy relationship with food, then that really benefits them in the long run. But I mean, if they hear us saying, do all these things, but then we're hiding in the kitchen, eating all of our favorite snacks and that aren't healthy, or, we're hitting the drive-through multiple times a week, and but we're telling them to eat their broccoli, like it can be really confusing for children. So we have this influence that we need to put on our masks, just like they say on airplanes, before we put on our kids' masks. And it's really important for us to take care of our health so that we're a living example for our children of what they should be doing. And it's just so much easier to lead that way. So we're going to talk a little bit about Shaklee, because Shaklee is how we've all started making these and taking these small steps in our health. So a little bit about Shaklee is, Shaklee was founded by Dr. Shaklee when he created the first multivitamin in 1915. He actually created it for his chiropractic practice. And so he came to the point where he was going to retire, and his customers still wanted to get these products that he had created. And so that's when he looked at different ways to do that. And he settled on network marketing because he wanted to be able to pay people for sharing his products and telling their stories of how these products are working in their hands. And then just 10 plus years ago, we had visionary Roger Marnett, who bought the company and really carried on this innovation that we have in Shaklee and this rich history and philosophy. And he's such a visionary because he truly wants to help the world build better health. And he wants to help our healthcare system go from sick care to well care. And it really starts in families, and it starts through these small steps every single day that we're doing. So as I said, we've had 100 years of innovation, from the first multivitamin in 1915 to the first soy protein isolate in 1961, the first biodegradable cleaner, so non-toxic safe cleaner in 1960, all the way through to today, our skincare line in 2017, which was, it's free of 2,500 different questionable ingredients. And so you can see, like, just throughout the year, Shaklee has very unique products that are not on the edge of fads or anything like that. Like, they are based in science and really what's good for people and what people need. And so we're also, as I said, we're proven by science. A lot of companies get started because they want to start a company. But Shaklee got started first with products and then created the company in order to help people get those products in their hands because they already wanted them. And so if you look at the landmark study, this is a study done by UC Berkeley. I don't know how many years ago now, I can't remember at the moment. But basically they measured the health of individuals who used multiple supplements, individuals who used Shaklee, and individuals who took no supplements at all. And what they found was Shaklee came out much better in all these different biomarkers. So like C-reactive protein levels, cardiovascular health, different things like that, and lower medications as a whole. And the crazy thing about this is the Shaklee users were like, I think at least 10 to 20 years older than all of the people in the other groups, and they are much healthier. So you can look up that by just Googling landmark study. And so the Shaklee difference is key for why these products are different and why we've continued to use these products in our families and have continued to share these with others. And it really comes down to the obsession with quality and testing, the obsession with making sure there are no heavy metals or contaminants or pesticide residues in any of our products at any stage. So it starts from raw ingredients all the way through finished products. And you can see here, we have over 100,000 quality tests performed each year. We have more than 250 pesticide tests that is far and above what's required by the U.S. Pharmacopoeia. They test up to 350 different tests on certain ingredients for contaminants so that Shaklee can be confident that the products are pure at any stage and that they're going to do what they say they're going to do, and what's in the bottle and like what's on the label is actually what's in the bottle, and it's going to work. We've also been published in over 125 peer-reviewed scientific papers and journals. So that's the scientific community saying that this is good science, it's sound science, it's repeatable, it's good stuff. We're proven by NASA, we're proven by Olympic athletes and different adventurers around the world. And the average Shaklee customer is a user for 20 plus years, which is really cool and really just a testament to how good these products are. So I want to throw this story in here. Karen, who's on the call now, she has a customer who actually reached out to her about meology because she just wasn't feeling well. And she started taking Shaklee, and just doing the vitamins and the shakes every day, she's already lost 12 pounds. And she said she's gained tons of muscle and she's still running every day. She's a super busy mom, and she's also in the military. So she has a very full schedule and she has to keep her fitness and health up. And so she is so thankful for Shaklee and so thankful that these products were able to fit into her busy life, but to make such a big difference. And Shaklee has everything you need to live a clean, healthier life, whether it's nutritional products, whether it's skincare products or cleaning products, or trying to lose weight the right way so that it works with your body. And we're positioned in the middle of a $360+ billion market. So people want what Shaklee has in so many different ways. And we have clinical results on, like, all of our products are proven that they're going to work, that they're gentle on the environment, they're never tested on animals, but they're also 100% guaranteed. So that if you ever try anything and you're not 100% satisfied, you can get your money back, no questions asked. The great thing is we don't really have to use that guarantee very often because very few people actually return stuff because they're just satisfied. And we love taking care of our customers. That's one of our favorite things. So that brings me to introduce Havala, and she's going to share her story of being a mom and what it was like before Shaklee and what it's like now. So take it away, Havala.
Okay, so yeah, nice to meet you, or nice to see you all. I'm really excited that I get to share my story with you. So I have been a lot of things in my life, always been health-minded. I was a ballerina for a little while, like a lot of, okay, longer than a little while, about 20 years. And now I teach ballet. But anyways, we'll just start with my motherhood story. So my first pregnancy, I miscarried. And after that, kind of really thought, I thought I was a really healthy person at the time. And I really started rethinking all of that and wondering, okay, what can I do to make my body ready to have a pregnancy and, like, build a baby, right? So that kind of took me into, like, really cleaning up my environment, cleaning up my food, really eating, trying to get all of my nutrition from food, because prior to that, any experience I had ever had with multivitamins or supplements was a negative one, whether it was protein powders or multivitamins or any other targeted supplements. It was always nausea, side effects, or just no change at all. So I did pretty well, I would say, with my first my son, Peter, I think you just saw him. That pregnancy went well. And it was pretty smooth. But what happened is, about a year later, I was so burned out, stressed, and depleted from trying to get all of my nutrition from food, trying to do all the right things. And I wasn't sleeping well. I wasn't, I knew something was up. Like, my hair wasn't growing back. It's just all kinds of weird things. And around that time, I met Chelsea. And she very kindly and gently started dropping hints about different Shaklee products that might help me. I was very closed off to it for a while. Like, I pushed back and was very skeptical, asked a ton of questions, because I had really come from a place where supplements hadn't worked for me. And I was like, well, if I'm going to try something, I want to make sure it's, like, really, really good. And so it kind of came to the point where I was like, well, I learned about Shaklee, heard all the things that Chelsea just shared with you about the company and about the values, and was like, all right, if I got nothing to lose, why not just do this Pruvit challenge? So that's something we're going to introduce you to later, as a Pruvit challenge. But what it was is a strip of vitamins and a protein shake um, every day for 30 days. And I started feeling better within a week. Like my nails were growing back. I felt like my brain fog went away. It started like, I felt like this mental upgrade, like, oh, my creative brain came back. I had energy to get through the day without having to take a nap. And it just slowly, like little things, and even over time just started to really, really improve. And that made me so excited because before I had tried Shackley, I was thinking, how in the world am I going to have more kids? Like I cannot, I cannot put my body through that again. And now I'm like so excited and encouraged because we are actually expecting baby number 2, and this pregnancy has been really great. And I'm just so grateful because I know it's the Shackley products that are making the difference. It's the vitamins that aren't making me nauseous. They're not bothering me. It's the protein powder that's keeping my energy levels steady. And so I just feel like I've had a big mom upgrade, and it's been just such a blessing, and I'm just so grateful. So
I love your story because like you were doing all the things, all the right things, right? And I'm not. I'm not doing all the right things. Not on your level, Havala. You impress me every day. But like I think the coolest part was that like you just felt so much freedom in the fact that like you didn't feel the pressure every day. Like you still eat amazing, but you didn't feel that pressure anymore of like I have to get all these micronutrients from my food. And like now you get them from your vitamins, you know, to help balance out what you were already doing. That was great. So I love that so much. So Havala mentioned the Pruvit challenge, and this is our favorite place to have people start. And honestly, I think everyone on this call who has already been using Shackley, this is where we've started, and this is where we've continued to go. So we all have our shake a day, and we have our vitamins every day. And we always recommend this because it really starts with building a healthy foundation. And our bodies need the right like ingredients in our cabinet in our body to be able to put stuff together and make it work efficiently. And when we don't have the right ingredients in our body, or we just don't have enough of stuff, like it starts having to like overcompensate here and there, and that's when, you know, problems start happening all over the place. And so we love helping people get started with this because it's so maintainable too. I mean, anybody can do this. It's very, very simple. Plus you get the biggest savings. Really, it's like you get free products and you get free shipping and you get a free membership that gives you a discount for life. Like, and it's only $159, which is just over $5 a day. Now, I don't know about you, but like if I go to Starbucks, I spend way more than $5, and I definitely don't get any of the nutrients that's in this. So it starts with the multivitamins, and it has probiotics and B and C complex and omegas, and the key is this smart delivery system. So Havala had mentioned that she never had good experience with multivitamins because she would get nauseous and they would upset her stomach. And that's sadly because most do not dissolve in the right place at the right time so that your body can use them in the right amounts. And so Shackley uses smart delivery, which means that it will dissolve in the right place at the right time in your body so your body can use it. So the Vitally, the multivitamin, actually dissolves in your stomach, but the B and C complex actually dissolves once it reaches the small intestine. And the omega-3s dissolve once they get into the upper intestine, which helps like to not have those yucky, fishy burps and all that stuff. And then it has better absorption there. And that little tiny little white thing there, that's our probiotic pearl. It actually has a triple layer around it so that it doesn't dissolve until it gets to the lower intestine where we want that good gut bacteria. So that's the first part of this Pruvit Challenge system. The second part is Life Shake. Now, women as a whole, we typically have a hard time getting enough protein in our diets, and most are just short on protein. And protein is the building blocks of everything in our bodies. And especially when we're having babies, whether we're thinking about it, we're currently pregnant, or we've had a baby in the last 10 or so years, like our babies take from us what they need to grow and to build. And so we want to make sure that we have enough, not only for our babies to grow and mature as they need to in our bodies, but also for us. Like we don't want ourselves to be depleted. And that was the case for myself and for Havala after we had our first kids, that we were left depleted, and it was really hard to get all those nutrients back in. So this is a super easy way to swap out a meal a day or add it in addition to your other meals. There's 20 grams of ultra pure protein in there. It's non-GMO, it's the highest quality, it's easily digestible. So if you've ever had issues digesting protein shakes, it's because they're not very digestible. And Shaklee has the perfect science to make these extremely digestible for our bodies so that we could use all that protein. It has all 9 essential amino acids in the correct ratios so our bodies can use them. It helps to build lean muscle and burn fat. So it actually helps with weight loss too, with maintaining that muscle and keeping our metabolism high and burning the fat that we don't want. It also helps us to improve our metabolism and reduce cravings because it's low glycemic. So when you have it, it doesn't spike your blood sugar or dip your blood sugar. It keeps it very steady. So it's great for people who have diabetes or anything that's requiring our blood sugar levels to be stable. It's awesome for that. It's perfect balance. And it's full of essential vitamins and minerals as well, plus fiber and all that good stuff, but none of the bad stuff we don't want. We don't want the artificial sweeteners, colors, preservatives, or flavors. We just want the good stuff. It's vegan, it's dairy-free, it's gluten-free, there's no cholesterol, like all these amazing things. But Shaklee also has kid-specific products. Remember, we said we need to put on our face mask first. That's the Pruvit challenge. But then we also have kid-specific products because we want our kids to be healthy and to start out that health right in the beginning of life so that if they do get sick, they're just not as sick, or they're sick for a less amount of time so that we can spend more time doing what we want. And like my kids, they get irritated when their friends are sick because we don't get sick very often and they want to be outside playing with their friends at the park. So we have lots of that stuff as well, which we have a special deal we're going to share with you. But first, before we do that, we just wanted to mention here, you can see us all in these pictures. So we've got Karen here and Havel and her family, and there's me and my family, and Alyssa, who is our mentor. She's here at the bottom left with her family. We are doing this Shaklee side hustle, and it's really helped us to take bigger steps towards better health for everyone in our families. So it started with us. It led to our families getting healthier, and now it's spreading out to help other families get healthier as well. And the great thing about it is we've been able to use that income for different things. You know, like my daughter actually takes piano lessons from Havla, and we've used our Shaklee income for that. In addition to many other things. And I know Karen's working to replace some floors in her house with her income. And Alyssa's replaced her full-time teaching income plus some with hers with Shaklee. So we love that it gives us this flexibility in our lives and allows us to make an impact beyond our 4 walls. And it's real income and it's casual benefits. We have such a supportive community. Our team is amazing. And the personal growth that happens with this business is something that no one ever expects, but loves the most. It's probably one of the best benefits that we have. And people get paid to refer others. And like I said, we can do it casually as well. And the great thing about this is it can be what you need it to be. We don't know why you would want a Shaklee business, but we guarantee that there's probably a reason there that Shaklee could fulfill, but it's up for you to decide what that can be and then how that'll look. But you have people to come along and help you to create that on whatever level that is for you. So why Shaklee? Why now? Shaklee is a very old established company. We're not one that's popped up overnight, that's going to go away overnight, which sadly happens to a lot of companies like this. Shaklee's paid out $9 billion to distributors over the years. And, you know, there's more interest today, especially with recent things that have happened in the last couple of years. People are focused on prevention and healthy living. You know, people want science-based products that are clinically proven and have patents and, you know, that are not just like some fad, but like actually work and are clean. And, you know, Shaklee is proven by all these people I've already mentioned in the beginning. And this business is a path to residual income over time. You know, there have been, you know, wealthy people who have said that if you can learn how to make money while you sleep, that's how you create wealth. And the beautiful thing about this is that wealth can, in the hands of good people, can really be used to just help so many more people. And this really is a home-based business. It does offer many tax advantages that you can talk to your CPA about, but there's so many benefits and we all do this business for different reasons. So the reason you're here, you want to know about the deals. So for new customers, we talked about that Pruvit challenge. You get so many freebies for that. Right now, this month alone, there's a free greens booster, which makes it even easier because I don't know how many of you have had wilted greens in the back of your fridge that you forgot about. So many good intentions to eat them. And Sadly, they just went to the greens grave, but we have free greens with any order of 200. And because we want you to take care of your health before your children, in this, we're offering a free kids chewable multivitamin with any Pruvit challenge. And so that's our special gift for you for putting on your face mask first. And that offer is good through the 21st only. The 21st is Sunday, so that's through this Sunday. And we'll send you a free energy sample of one of our favorite drinks. If you decide to, learn a little bit more and get involved in our Facebook group, it's a great community, super supportive, lots of testimonials, and we would love to have you there. So those are the deals. Talk to the person who invited you, because we truly want to save people the most money as they're building better health. And that's our favorite thing to do. And that's what we do every day. So we just want you to remember that your future will be exactly what you decide to make it. And you can decide to make it as healthy as possible for you and for your family and for generations to come. You can be that catalyst for good and for change in your family through very small steps that are going to be sustainable over time. So we thank you for joining us today, again, for taking the time to learn more about what you can do for your health to build better health. Please reach out to the person who invited you or shared this webinar with you and ask them your questions. We love questions. It's probably one of our favorite things to do is to answer questions. So we hope you have a great night. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording so we can open it up for questions. Give me 1 second here.